Welcome to Decoded Daily, brought to you by Idea Data.
Today we're diving deep into something that I think is on everyone's mind these days. Productivity. Specifically, how emerging technologies are seriously giving us this boost across all sorts of fields. I mean, let's be real for a sec. In today's world, everyone is looking for an edge,
Yeah.
right? Whether you're in business, working on personal projects, or just trying to keep up with this insane pace of information.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we're seeing is that technology isn't just making things faster, it's actually changing the entire game. Take for example the fact that Google is now using AI to generate 25% of its own code. That's not just automation, that's AI stepping into the realm of creation.
Right, okay, now that is mind-blowing. I mean, if AI is already at that level, where is this all headed?
Well, it's not just Google either. Think about Microsoft 365 Copilot, Google Workspace. Both are integrating AI for things like scheduling, document summaries, even image generation. It's like having this superpowered assistant right in your software. So for the listener out there who might be thinking, yeah, that's cool for big companies, but what about me? Is this something that small businesses and individuals can actually benefit from?
Absolutely. And it's not just hype. The research is actually backing this up. Small businesses using AI are seeing cost savings of 15 to 30% in their first year.
Wow.
Think about that. In a year that most businesses are just finding their feet, AI is already making a huge difference to their bottom line.
That's incredible. It's real-world impact on businesses of all sizes.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just saving money, too. AI can free up time for people to focus on the things that require, human creativity and strategy, the tasks that AI can't quite replicate yet.
I'm kind of curious about other industries. Our source material mentions custom CNC tool manufacturing, which, I have to admit, was new territory for me. Can you break that down for us?
Sure. So CNC stands for Computer Numerical Control. And it basically involves machines that are programmed to do incredibly precise work. Cutting, shaping, drilling materials, you name it. Now, where customization comes in is when you need tools that are specifically designed for a unique application, often for specialized industries.
So it's not just about having a machine that can do the work, it's about having a machine that can do the work perfectly for a very specific task. That seems like it would have a huge impact on efficiency.
Exactly. And that's what companies like Bocor are doing. They're using advanced technology to create these custom CNC tools that are not only precise, but incredibly durable.
And what makes Bocor stand out in this space? There must be a lot of companies doing custom CNC work.
Well, what sets Bocor apart is their commitment to pushing the boundaries of precision and durability. Their tools aren't just about being high-tech. They're about fundamentally improving the manufacturing process, making it faster, more accurate, and leading to higher quality products.
So for the listener who's maybe thinking about starting a business or trying to improve their existing one, it sounds like custom CNC machining could be a game changer in terms of taking their product to the next level.
Absolutely. It's about looking at every stage of the production process and seeing where technology can create a competitive edge.
All right, so we've talked about AI boosting productivity in the software world and custom CNC machining doing the same in manufacturing. What other areas are seeing this kind of impact?
Well, believe it or not, one area that's seeing a huge technological shift is livestock management.
Wait, really? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yes. Our sources talk about the development of these advanced apps that are being used for livestock health and feed management. What's particularly interesting is how these tools are making a difference for smallholder farmers in Africa.
That's fascinating. So we're talking about taking cutting-edge technology and applying it to a field that's been around for centuries. What kind of impact is that having?
The impact is significant. These apps help farmers track vital data about their animals, identify potential health problems early on, and optimize feeding strategies. It's about giving them the tools to make informed decisions that lead to healthier livestock and ultimately increase their productivity and income.
That's incredible. It's like bringing the power of big data and analytics to a sector that hasn't traditionally had access to those kinds of resources.
Exactly. And, it has ripple effects beyond the individual farmer, too. Healthier livestock means better food security and economic growth in those regions. It's a powerful example of how technology can be a force for good, especially in developing economies.
It seems like every industry is getting a productivity upgrade thanks to technology.
It really does highlight this incredible pace of innovation we're seeing and how it's touching every corner of our lives.
What I'm curious about is how do we as individuals keep up with all of this? How do we make sure we're not being left behind as technology continues to evolve at this breakneck speed?
That's a great question, and one that we'll be exploring further as we continue. I think a key part of it is staying curious, being willing to learn and adapt. The good news is that there are resources out there to help us navigate this ever-changing landscape.
It's mind-boggling to think about the sheer scale of impact. One thing I keep coming back to is this idea of efficiency. It seems like so many of these technological advancements are about finding ways to do more with less.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's not just about doing things faster, it's about doing them smarter. One of our sources highlights how banks are leveraging AI to gain up to 50% more tech capacity.
Wow.
Think about that. Essentially doubling their output without necessarily doubling their workforce or infrastructure.
That's a game changer, especially in a competitive industry like banking. But it also makes me wonder, could this kind of efficiency boost be applied to other sectors? I'm thinking about things like healthcare, education, even government services.
Absolutely. Imagine the potential if we could streamline processes, allocate resources more effectively, and personalize services in those fields. The impact on productivity and ultimately on people's lives would be enormous.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities, but it also makes you wonder about the potential downsides. One thing our sources touch on is the risk of job displacement as AI and automation become more prevalent.
That's a valid concern, and one that we need to be mindful of. But it's important to remember that throughout history, technological advancements have always led to shifts in the job market. New jobs are created, old ones evolve. The key is to be adaptable and focus on developing skills that are uniquely human.
Speaking of leveraging technology, one of the topics I was particularly intrigued by was gamification. I mean, who wouldn't want to turn their to-do list into a game?
It's a fascinating concept, and one that has real potential to boost productivity, even for tasks that we might not typically find enjoyable. Our sources talk about a concept called my-tasking, which uses gamification to motivate people to complete tasks by tapping into our natural desire for rewards and achievements.
So instead of feeling like you're slogging through a chore, it's like you're leveling up in a game. That definitely appeals to my competitive side.
And there's a lot of psychology behind why this works. By framing tasks as challenges, incorporating rewards and progress trackers, you create a sense of engagement and accomplishment that can make even mundane tasks more enjoyable.
I can see this being incredibly valuable, not just for personal productivity, but also for team collaboration. Imagine a workplace where teamwork feels more like a game, where people are motivated to work together and contribute their best ideas.
Absolutely. Gamification can be a powerful tool for fostering collaboration and communication. And, we're already seeing companies experimenting with gamified work environments. It's definitely a trend worth watching.
I have to say, the more we talk about these technologies, the more I see the potential for innovation and entrepreneurship. It's like a whole new world of possibilities is opening up.
You're right. And it's not just about creating new products or services. It's about reimagining existing ones. For example, we talked about custom CNC machining earlier. That technology isn't just for big manufacturers. It's something that smaller businesses and even individual makers can leverage to create unique products and tap into niche markets.
So it's finding those creative applications of technology, those unexpected intersections that can lead to entirely new business models.
Exactly. And it's about not being afraid to experiment, to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Okay, so let's say our listener is feeling inspired and wants to jump into this world of tech-driven productivity. What advice would you give them? Where should they start?
I think the first step is to identify a problem that they're passionate about solving. What frustrates them? What inefficiencies do they see in the world around them? Once they have that problem in mind, they can start exploring how technology might offer a solution.
That's great advice. Start with the problem, then find the tech that fits, rather than the other way around.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to reach out to experts, to network with people who are already working in the field. The tech community is incredibly supportive, and there's a wealth of resources available online and through organizations like Idea Data, our sponsor for today's episode.
It's amazing how Idea Data is empowering people to dive into these complex topics and learn from the best in the business.
Absolutely. Their platform is a treasure trove of knowledge and insights, and they've curated content from some of the most innovative companies in the world, including IBM, MetLife, and Amazon.
So if our listener wants to stay ahead of the curve, learn about the latest trends in AI and tech, and connect with other like-minded individuals, Idea Data is a fantastic resource.
It really is. And with that, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored how technology is driving productivity across various industries, from software development to agriculture, and we've touched on some of the exciting opportunities and challenges that lie ahead.
And before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from our listeners. What are some of the ways you're using technology to boost your productivity? What challenges have you faced, and what successes have you achieved? We'd love to hear your stories and continue the conversation.
That's a great idea. Let's open up the dialogue and learn from each other's experiences.
It's amazing how much ground we've covered in this deep dive into productivity. From AI writing code to apps helping farmers in Africa, it feels like we're living in a sci-fi movie sometimes.
It does, doesn't it? And what's striking is that this isn't just about cool gadgets or futuristic concepts, it's about real-world impact. We're seeing how technology is empowering people across all walks of life to achieve more, to solve problems, to create new opportunities.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Empowerment. That's the word that keeps coming back to me throughout this conversation. Whether it's a small business owner leveraging AI to streamline their operations, or a student using gamified learning platforms to master new skills, technology is giving people the tools they need to reach their full potential.
Yeah, it's leveling the playing field in a way we've never seen before. Think about those farmers in Africa we discussed earlier. Access to information and technology was a major barrier for them. But now, with these livestock management apps, they're able to compete on a global scale. That's incredibly powerful.
It really highlights how technology can be a force for good, not just for individuals, but for entire communities and economies.
And that brings us to an important point, the ethical considerations surrounding these advancements. As technology becomes more powerful, we need to be mindful of its potential impact on society, both positive and negative.
You're right, we can't just blindly embrace technology without thinking about the consequences. It's like we're at a crossroads, and we need to choose the path that leads to a future where technology benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. We need to be asking tough questions like, how do we ensure that AI is used ethically? How do we prevent job displacement and create new opportunities for those whose work is automated? How do we bridge the digital divide and ensure that everyone has access to these transformative tools?
These are complex issues with no easy answers, but they're conversations we need to be having. It's our responsibility to shape the future of technology in a way that aligns with our values and creates a world that is both innovative and equitable.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it's not just about policymakers and tech leaders. It's about all of us engaging in these conversations, raising awareness, and demanding that technology be used responsibly.
Technology is a tool, and like any tool, it's how we use it that matters. And as we continue to explore the frontiers of innovation, we need to do so with a sense of responsibility and a commitment to creating a future that benefits all of humanity.
Well said. And to anyone listening who wants to dive deeper into this world of tech and innovation, I highly recommend checking out Idea Data.
Absolutely. They've got a wealth of resources to help you stay ahead of the curve, learn from the best in the business, and connect with a community of like-minded individuals.
Yeah, their platform is a game changer for anyone who wants to level up their knowledge and be part of the conversation shaping the future of technology.
We'll include a link in the show notes. And a huge thank you to our listeners for being part of this conversation. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Goodbye.
Want to stay ahead in AI and tech? Try Idea Data. Join thousands of professionals getting smarter on AI, tech, and business from Fortune 500 companies like IBM, MetLife, Amazon, and more. The link is in the show notes.